Episode 8. The city watches a seed grow. Spring arrived quietly in Chicago. Not with fanfare, not with headlines, but in small signs. Buds pushing through cracked sidewalks, birds nesting beneath the L tracks, sunlight glinting off Lake Michigan. The city was waking in ways most people didn't notice. Jesse, a young man who had passed the bus stop on 79th Street countless times, walked slowly down the sidewalk. He carried no Bible today, only the memory of lessons learned from strangers, from prayers overheard, from moments of mercy. Every street he passed reminded him of the lives intersecting there. Calvin at the bus stop, Marcus at the L platform, Miss Ruth keeping the church doors open, Tanya praying under the steel tracks, David listening to the lake, Eli noticing the stillness of sirens, and the anonymous letter left on the pulpit. Each had planted a seed. He looked at the city, listening for its heartbeat. It was subtle, gentle, but unmistakable. Scripture rose within him. Galatians chapter 6 verse 9, "And let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap, if we faint not." He saw a boy helping an elderly woman across the street. A young mother teaching her child to say, "Thank you," to a stranger. A man kneeling quietly on a park bench in prayer. Seeds sprouting everywhere, unseen by most, yet alive. Jesse realized something. The work had never been about recognition. It had never been about grand gestures or headlines. It was about obedience, consistency, faithfulness in small acts. The city had been bearing witness. Each story, each prayer, each moment of mercy was like soil turned, watered, waiting for growth. He paused at the top of a small hill overlooking the city. Trains rumbled below. The lake stretched wide and patient. Buildings reflected sunlight in fractured patterns. And then he understood. The seeds were growing. Not all at once. Not perfectly. But inevitably. Life multiplied where love had been sown. Forgiveness flowered where hurt had been held. Hope breathed where despair had lingered. Scripture whispered again, Isaiah chapter 60 verse 1, "Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee." Jesse lifted his hands toward the city, not in triumph, but in surrender. This city, these streets, these lives, he prayed silently, let them bear fruit for your kingdom, O Lord. The wind shifted. The lake reflected the sunlight like molten gold. Somewhere in the distance, a siren wailed, soft, respectful, returning to its place. And the city watched. It watched the seeds grow. It remembered the prayers, the sacrifices, the silent faithfulness of those who had gone before. Heaven smiled quietly over Chicago. The streets, the buses, the platforms, the churches, the tracks, the lake, they were witnesses to the truth. God's kingdom grows, often unnoticed, always faithful, wherever obedience meets mercy. As written in Matthew chapter 13 verse 30, "Let both grow together until the harvest, and in the time of harvest I will say to the reapers, gather ye together first the tares, and bind them in bundles to burn them, but gather the wheat into my barn." Jesse turned and walked down the street. Not a single dramatic moment. Not a single fanfare. Only faith in motion. Chicago continued to hum. The city remembered. Heaven worked. The seed had grown.